My parents were farmers. I inherited tobacco farming from my parents and found it has so many negative effects as far as human life is concerned. I started tobacco farming while young because my parents engaged me in farming while still in school. Working with the tobacco is so tedious and tiresome. You actually do not have time to rest because you need to take a lot of your time in the farm, checking the farm, spraying chemicals, because tobacco is a delicate crop. It is not tolerant to diseases and pests. So we were given so many pesticides to help control the pests on the farm. The companies will provide pesticides in form of loans, but then at a very high cost. Some of these pesticides were very strong and poisonous, and they led to health problems. It caused skin diseases, it caused eye problems. And another thing is that because of the very, very many chemicals that were used, the soil deteriorated. Without knowing it, we were destroying our soil. During the curing process, you find that inhaling the smoke was very much poisonous to our cells. Tobacco led to much destruction. During the time, it was the only cash crop that could be earning our parents' income. So, in other words, we were lacking information about any other cash crops that could assist instead of tobacco. We only focused on tobacco and it was all. There was very little production in terms of food because tobacco requires large portions of land for you to realize the benefit. And because of this, other food crops could get very, very small portions of land for production, which was not adequate even to sustain the family itself. When we were farming tobacco, our children were so much stressed. We would at times stop them from going to school so that they render us a hand of support during tobacco production. They would actually do a lot, bearing in mind that their own children is like we were practicing child labor. Our children were not happy. After I sat down and analyzed the profits, I found we earn very little from tobacco compared to food crops. So personally, I felt the treatment wasn't fair because we were not treated well at all. Yeah. It has led to so many problems in this community. It has pulled us backward. Instead of moving forward, we've always moved backwards. So all these are not fair to a farmer. The World Health Organization officials came. They visited our group. They decided to know this group, where it is located and what they do. So they came and talked to us. They decided to give us some seeds for planting to motivate us to move and take iron bean production as an alternative crop to tobacco. We accepted it and took it in and took a step to change. And it was just a decision I made and shifted immediately and did not turn back looking into tobacco farms again. If we try to compare iron bean and tobacco, actually there's a very big difference. Iron bean is tolerant. It is tolerant to diseases. It is tolerant to the drought. Also, iron bean does not destroy the soil. Instead, it increases soil fertility through nitrogen fixation. Iron bean takes a very short period of time in the field, that is 2 months. Another thing is that iron bean earns good money because it has ready market after production. We aggregate our crop after harvesting. It is cash on delivery. I'm now able to earn good money from iron bean, and within a very short period of time and with the minimized work. And after deciding to shift from tobacco farming to iron bean farming, I got even time to rest. I also had time to actually prepare a balanced meal for my family. Their health is improved through eating iron bean because it's full of protein, and they are now strong. And when I look at them, I feel proud. I just feel proud. I've seen them improving in terms of performance because they have enough time, they can rest, their mind is settled, they're not disturbed. So I feel they're freed from child labor, and they're ready to learn. We are happy, and it's my prayer that we continue influencing farmers to change from tobacco. I've always volunteered to offer trainings to our farmers, especially those who feel that there is a problem. Many of the farmers really believe that tobacco farming has a lot of money. But this farmer has not calculated the cost of production first and then deduct from the input. He doesn't realize the losses incurred. That is why many farmers have stuck in tobacco production, believing that they earn a lot. So it is my urge to our government that they look deeper into tobacco production so that they can initiate other very, very important projects and help us support iron bean production in order to help us improve the livelihood of this community and our nation at large.